What's going on YouTube? Ichi here, and we're back with another drawing video, and we're picking up where I left off on the last one, where I'm just filling in the blacks and the tones in this one. And let's get to it. It's good to see you guys. And originally I had the video at like 23, I think it was around 20 minutes, and I was like, nah, let me shorten this video down because it's a little bit too lengthy. Like, I don't know, unless, like, comment below if you prefer longer videos, but I don't know, I feel it's like a little bit too long, especially for people just like want to click on something, because like 20 minutes is like an episode, you know. And it's like I don't think I'm like super entertaining to be like having a video go on for like a 20 minutes, you know. I usually just talk and give like commentary about this art and my experiences in art. But yeah, I don't feel it's that entertaining. But I usually slow down the video so you can see the speed at which I draw, but that kind of defeats the point of a speed video, right? It's the contrary. But here I'm I was filling in, well, I'm filling in the blacks now for her hair, but before I was using a dry brush to create this kind of like aura around her, this like darker aura, because it gives like the dry brush gives like this more saturated and like unstable kind of a look, because the dry brush doesn't give a consistent stroke, like, you know, the color fades in and out, so it gives that like more unsettled, more unstable kind of element. And that's why I thought it was cool, and that's what I was going for with the aura around her. But yeah, I'm just filling in her hair now. And yeah, I was looking back at my channel and I'm like, 'cause I did an animation for, or I was playing around with animation. If I had more time and I had the resources, like when I was younger, I would have gotten into animation, definitely. But you know, it's very time consuming. Animating, it's like one of the most time consuming art forms, like it really is. Because like you're drawing, especially if you do frame by frame, that's ridiculous. Like if you have like a 3D model and then you manipulate that model for your animations, it's not as bad. But if you're like animating from like scratch and then drawing your like 2D characters and animating frame by frame, that man, that is exhausting. Especially for one person to do. If you have a team to do it, that's like, you know, it's not so bad because you split up the work. But if it's like one person, oh, that takes a lot of time. A lot of time. More so than working on a comic. Like animating, that's like, and then like for the length of your animation, like, whew, like people spend mad time just to produce, like, it was on YouTube, like animators on YouTube, they spend like so much time just trying to create like 1 minute of animation, or like 5 tops, like, and even 5 is pushing it, because of how like long and time consuming animating is, especially frame by frame. Like they can barely crack 4 minutes. It's crazy, but you know, it's a cool thing to be able to do. Yeah. Then moved on to my villain. Well, she's one of my villains in my story. I have a whole bunch. Like, it's good to not have one consistent. Well, it depends on your story. I was gonna say it's not good to have one consistent antagonist, but it depends on your story. If you have multiple, then yeah, it's not a bad thing. It depends on the character arcs as well, and how you develop them, or like what their purpose is in the story. You know, if they're there to like support the main character, or like motivate him or them. You know, it all depends on your story. But mine in particular, I have a few. It depends on the arc, and yeah, it just depends on the story. But this one here is like she's not the main antagonist, but she's one for like a big arc in the story, and eventually she comes around, which is like a shonen trope of the, you know, the bad guy becoming good. But I mean, tropes aren't always bad if they're done right or done with a twist, or if you subvert expectations. Yeah, I'm using a dry brush here to give it that look I was describing. See, like the brush, the color fades in and out. Like, you know, it has that unstable kind of like raw feeling to it. That's what I was going for. But yeah. I get sidetracked a lot when I do commentary. It's like so many topics to kind of go over. My mind just like jumps from one to the other without fully finishing the thought of the previous topic. You know, I'm like constantly jumping from new one. Just filling in the black here for her. It's not a dress, but it's, you know, because they're in the Middle East, so, you know, like the heat and the temperature over there is like really hot. It reaches like really high levels, so they wear light garments and, you know, special stuff to, you know, protect them from the sun. But you know, usually they dress very light and they have clothes that that breathe. The material breathes, right? Because you don't want to be sweating all day. But yeah. I don't know what would you call it. I'll have to look that up again. Cause like it's not like a dress, but it's the length of one, but it's opened up in the front. And there's like a flap in the tie that covers the, you know, the private bits. But I drew it in a way to make it more like it's emitting energy. Like the black is I don't know how to describe it. Like the black is coming off of the ends to kind of make you feel like it's alive and it's emitting energy. And that's kind of what I was going for, like, because this enemy is like, she's really powerful, so I kind of want to have that in her design, or at least for this picture anyway. But yeah. Oh yeah, animating. Yeah, I was looking at my animation. Well, I didn't look at it, but I seen the thumbnail of it. It's for this, like, this channel. At the time, I think they were smaller at the time, but they probably grown. I don't know. I haven't looked into them lately, well, for a while. But because the animation wasn't what I wanted it to be. You know, because the animating is so much time consuming, and I didn't have a proper program to animate. I was literally drawing the frames in a program, just a regular program, art program, not an animating program, just a regular program. And I took those frames and I put them into like a movie editing program, and then I put the frames together in that. And it's like, so I was using a bootleg process from the start, so the animation didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And there was so much more I wanted to do as well. It came out to like a minute, I think. Ironically enough, talking about the animating process. And I think it actually just came out to around a minute because it was so time consuming. I couldn't finish it. I wanted to make it around like 3, double that, but couldn't get around to it. Like, it was too much. So it really wasn't the full product, you know, because like it wasn't complete. So it felt that I didn't finish the project the way I intended, and that's very disappointing from an artistic point of view. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm just putting in the tones here. Yeah, it came up to about a minute. But if I had the resources, I would have gotten into animation in the when I was younger. Because you know, there's just YouTube channels where they do animations or animatics, if you will, where they animate like slight pictures here and there. It's very light animation. You know, because it's, like I said, it's very time consuming to animate frame by frame. It looks nice. That's why those old Disney movies are like masterpieces, because one, their stories are good and their animations are phenomenal. And if you watch like the classic animated Lion King, or hell, even Beauty and the Beast, like the animation is phenomenal and it flows. And the stories are really good. That's why people used to like Disney. Well, I'm old school. I grew up with the old Disney, so I'm used to the older stuff, not the newer stuff. Because, you know, they kind of lost their way and they more favored towards this newer generation with newer morals and guidelines behind their, you know, the way they conduct their businesses. That's why, like, well, it's not a Disney video. I'm not gonna rant about Disney, but I'll just say this: I don't really agree with what they're doing anymore. Feeling the tones here, her shadows. I didn't put the shadows on her body the way that I wanted them to be. Like her arm, for instance, like the shadow doesn't really add up from the light source being like behind her, because she kind of is generating her own light from the aura. But you know, you make mistakes and you learn from them. Yeah. Like, it's just so much to go over. Like I said, I jump from topics to topic. It's filling in the shadows. Her pupils are supposed to be different though. Like, they're not supposed to be round. They're supposed to be like this kind of like wavy kind of a design. But I figured it wouldn't have come up on the video because it's so small, so I didn't go for it. Yep, she got 8 arms. Well, it's not like she originally like that. She normally has 2, but then like she's able to like use some magic or whatever, and she has to have her hands together to generate the extra 6. And then while she has her 2 normal hands together, the 6 are out. So as long as she's doing that, they're able to maintain their form. Because once she takes her forward hands apart, the 6 hands will disappear. Like her front hands are the medium that keeps them out. So it's not like she's using the 8, she's only using the 6. And she could do a lot of cool stuff with it out. You know, it's just having creativity, you know, with your characters and what they can do. But yeah, like, I would like to get back into animation. I mean, I ain't gonna do nothing drastic, you know, because I don't got the time, but there's a lot of things I would like to do. I could do an animatic. An animatic is nothing. It's like you know, you create a frame, and then you just do slight variations for that one frame, and then you just play it out. it's simple because it's not really anything to it. But actual animations, nah, I can't do that. I actually want to make a new opening for my channel, but I have to, you know, do that when the time is right. But anyway, this video is wrapping up. If there's anything you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoy longer videos, let me know about that too. If not, that's okay. But this has been Ichi. I'll see you guys around for the next one. Peace.